It's Monday, September 25th. I've got a couple things to talk about, but this will just be strictly on the NFL and the divider in chief, the president, and LeBron James and Steph Curry and all the other guys who are protesting now. It's just this makes no sense what President Trump did. He had gone on about 3-4 weeks. Everything was kind of under control. He handled the UN okay. He's facing off with Korea. He's doing what he's got to do. He's taking care of all that stuff. But it's like he seems to need a fight. He seems to need to get it on with somebody. It's what we said way back at the beginning of the of his term. And now he comes in with an issue that really it kind of died down. Nobody cared about it. It was Colin Kaepernick. It was basically him and maybe one or two others you heard about, but really nobody. This protest issue was not an issue. And then he comes in and makes it an issue. And so, of course, you're going to expect the players to stand together against him. I mean, when you're putting somebody on the defensive, the first response is to be on the defensive and come back at you. And I completely understand how the players are acting. It makes sense. I don't believe that each player all agrees on the same thing here and they're all objecting together or protesting together for the same reason. I think it's different reasons. But overall, they're getting attacked. Therefore, they got to go back on the attack themselves. And there's no getting away from this thing. I sit back. I mean, to me, look, I believe you should stand for the national anthem. You should take your hat off. But if they don't, they don't. And who cares? People have the right to protest, and people have the right to let you know that they don't agree with you. And though you may not think it's the right thing, who cares? You want to boo them, boo them. You want to cheer for them, cheer for them. You don't want to go to the game because of how they're acting, then don't go to the game. But why the president is making such a big thing about this? So our advice is like it's always been from the beginning of this man's term. Who cares what he says? Who cares? Ignore him. Why give the man a stage? That's what's going on. You're giving him a stage so he can get up there and argue and yell and let his press secretary do her thing and let other people come on and say, wow, this is the right thing to do and try to rally some people. And it just, who cares? Ignore him. If people ignored this guy on stuff like this, because this isn't important stuff, if people ignored this guy, the right to protest is, of course, but you can protest whether or not he's tweeting. It doesn't matter. So why even listen to him? It makes no sense. Ignore him. If you ignored him, he'd be sick about it. He wouldn't know what to do. He'd have to amp up the tweets and amp them up and amp them up. He wouldn't know what to do. Ignore President Trump with this stuff. It doesn't matter. Don't give him a stage. Ignore him. He won't know what to do. He'll be like bummed. Nobody's getting upset over what I'm saying. I'm bummed. You know it's going to happen. So, reiterating, we think you should stand up and take your hat off during the national anthem if you have one on. But if you don't, you don't. And people have the right to object and protest. And those holding arms, locking arms together, and those who are on their knee, right on. That's your thing. If the president wants to make a big thing about it and make something out of nothing, then let him do it and let everybody get all up in arms over this. It just doesn't make sense. Just ignore the guy, will you? Just ignore him. And follow us, share us, put us out there, like us, comment, please. This is the fun stuff. This guy's going to keep it fun. Peace.